So the first thing is finding the product. Like you need to find a product. So when it comes to product research, there's a set of criteria that I personally look for. For example, the product needs to have a lot of demand on Amazon. You can use a tool like Viral Launch to see the demand. Then you basically look for competition. You don't want to find a product that has tons of competition. How I look at competition is based on reviews. And then I look at if this is brand dominated. For example, I would never sell tissue because the first thing that I say tissue, people think of Kleenex. You don't want to go against like a company that is as big as Kleenex. Then I look for products that are a little bit smaller, not hard to use, not easy to break. Because if it breaks, if it's hard to use, people will leave you negative reviews. I look for products that have a lot of sales depth. What that means is I don't want to the first 3 or 4 people making a lot of money and no one else is making money. I want to see more of a depth to the market. That shows me that you don't need to be number one to make tons of money. You can be number 5, 6, 7, 10, 20, so on and so forth. So these are some of the criteria that I personally look for. But if I can just summarize that in one simple sentence, high demand, low competition, right? If you can find something like that, then you're good. So that's step one. And then step two is starting to contact manufacturers. So when you contact manufacturers, one of the most important things is like, don't ask them, be like, hey, I want to buy coffee cups. You need to be an expert of your product. So how many ounces? What is it made out of? Do you want straws? Do you want design? Do you want non-grip or grip? So the more you research and the more things that you look for in a product, the more of an expert you become. So they will deem you as an expert. They won't just give you crazy prices. They'll be like, oh, this person, first of all, knows what they're looking for. Second of all, probably easier to deal with, more professional. So they'll actually work with you, give you more of a priority. Once you source the product, you then need to ship everything to Amazon. And a lot of people gets confused at how to ship things to Amazon. Super easy. You just use a service called freight forwarder. A freight forwarder is someone who literally takes up all your shipping. So you tell them where your product is, how, like, they'll ask you some questions like, how many products are you shipping? What is the weight of each box? These different things. And essentially, they will actually get your product shipped directly to Amazon. Once your product arrives in Amazon, you now want to be able to actually rank the product on Amazon. So when it comes to ranking the product on Amazon, Amazon really cares about something called sales velocity. So if your products cannot generate any sales on Amazon's platform, they don't want to put you on page one because you're not getting traction. But if you can generate a lot of sales on Amazon, then Amazon would like to put you a little bit higher above everybody else. So that's really it. If you can master those 3 steps and you just rinse and repeat, you can actually grow a pretty successful business. And I think a lot of people ask me like, what is one example of a product that you sell? Like I'm literally talking about products that you probably see in your bedrooms right now. Like I don't invent any sort of products. I'm not a product designer or a developer. I literally find an opportunity and I find a supplier and I just attack that market. We sell everything from disposable coffee cups to ice ball molds to scrunchies to whatever. Like as long as there's an opportunity for me to get in, I don't mind, getting in.
So with Amazon FBA, you don't need to start a brand or a company or anything like that because it's all just straight to Amazon.
Well, you are going to start a brand. You're selling your own brand on Amazon. Amazon is just your sales channel. There's no difference between Amazon and eBay or Craigslist. They're just channels, right? They're marketplaces. So we're starting our own brand. We're getting a logo done, putting on the product. Now it's called Tom's, whatever. And then I'm starting up a brand. And over time, what you can do is you can actually, build that brand off of Amazon, right?
Yeah, 100%. Or be able to grow different social media networks because the number one thing is growing an email list as well for any sort of like online community. Is that something that is used with Amazon FBA in accordance where you're able to grow an email list, or is that a lot of the
Not
time just
really.
kept in Amazon?
Yeah, that's so you don't get so the only downside of Amazon's business, and this is probably literally the downside, is is the fact that you don't get the customer's information.
Hmm.
Because at the end of the day, those are Amazon's customers, and they don't want you to be like marketing your product to them.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. So with that being said, because Amazon, they have sticky cookies, don't they?
Sticky cookies? I'm not too familiar
Oh,
with that.
kind of like where if someone were to click through on a certain link or a certain product or whatnot, and they don't purchase, say, right away, but if they come back, maybe say at the end of the day, if they see an ad or they see a link that gets shared and they click on the ad and they don't necessarily purchase the beginning of the day, but maybe they purchase maybe 12, 13 hours. Is that still that's still considered a sale through your product because it's strictly through your own brand, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's absolutely amazing because you can the scalability with it because Amazon's really good. Amazon's gotten like so amazing with where they for product placement as well as recently I think it's like recently packaged together products as well as upsells. Amazon's very very good with upsells if you have a whole bunch of different products on your for your brand that all complement each other. Do you see a lot more uptick from not necessarily say you're running do you run the ads to drive them to Amazon or does Amazon do the advertising for you?
No, we actually use Amazon PPC.
Mhm.
It's Amazon's internal pay per click. So it's very similar to Google ads. If you guys ever go on Google, type in whatever, you will see a bunch of ads. So on Amazon, same thing. So we use that a lot. Sometimes we do use Facebook advertising as well to drive traffic, more traffic to our listing. At the end of the day, Amazon really, really likes a lot of traffic. And to be honest, like the more traffic you drive from external traffic sources such as Facebook, Google, Amazon really likes that because now you're giving Amazon more customers. So they'll actually even boost you a little bit higher into the algorithm.